The true meaning of 6ix9ine will shock you.
Or, right? A 6, or you could write a 9 your way, I could write a 6 my way. What are you seeing? You're still seeing a 6ix9ine. So my point of view with the 6ix9ine is...
Tekashi 6ix9ine does have a very unique name. Have you ever wondered the true meaning behind it? Well, you're not the only one. This question has arisen many times. Today at Lime Report, we'll be explaining the reasons Tekashi 6ix9ine chose his name, one detail at a time. So be sure to stay tuned and watch until the end, as this video will become more and more interesting. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment keyword Tekashi to win our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Tekashi 6ix9ine has one of the most rare and unique names in the music industry. Many have wondered how the 20-year-old rapper came up with it. Not to worry, the Lime Report crew has done all the research possible, and we're ready to deliver all the news you need to know. During Tekashi's childhood, like many other children, he was a big fan of television. As you can tell, he's very different from other people. Well, he always was. His favorite TV series was Japanese anime. Tekashi was a huge fan. He carried it with him to his teenage years, watching daily. Eventually, he got into making music and needed to create a stage name. With Japanese anime playing a big role in his life, coming up with Tekashi had a lot to do with that. But that's only one reason, so stay tuned, this is going to get interesting. Now, on to the 6ix9ine. This part of his name means a lot to him and has a lot of meaning behind it. Ever since his early teens, Tekashi fell in love with the number 69. He always had custom jerseys made with 69 on them and wore them with pride. He was always different from the rest of the crowd, and this proved it to a lot of people. Eventually, he grew, and after coming up with the Tekashi part of his name, he figured that's too simple for him, and it wasn't enough. With the number 69 following him for most of his life, he wanted to add it in his stage name. So he eventually came up with the name Tekashi 6ix9ine. The true meaning of the number to him is that you should always try to see life from someone else's perspective. He explains in multiple interviews using his 69 tattoos as an example, saying if you write the number 6 and somebody else is looking at it from across, they see the number 9. With that being said, he was trying to prove that there are multiple perspectives that people see life from. That opened his eyes a lot and completely changed him as a person. Ever since, he's been more open to conversations with people he's never talked to. He believes realizing this made him more humble as a person. Tekashi 6ix9ine fell so in love with the number that he got it tattooed on him almost everywhere on his body. It's easy to tell that Tekashi stands out and is very different. That's what makes him who he is today. I mean, the man entered the rap industry with rainbow hair and 69 tattoos all over him. This was very new to a lot of hip-hop fans. It had never been seen before. Tekashi plays a big role in the new generation of rap and is considered a trendsetter. After Tekashi did it and became a huge name, everybody wanted to do it. Most rappers entering the game were getting face tattoos like nothing, just trying to be a part of what's going on. But nobody pulled it off like Tekashi 6ix9ine did. He came into the game being a complete nobody, but being a stranger to fame didn't faze him. He was great at it. Tekashi knew exactly what he needed to do and did it perfectly. He started off saving his money working in the streets. Eventually, he began performing in different countries, spreading his name and culture out to the world. After growing his fan base outside of the US, he decided he'd come back home and start working on his career. By the time Tekashi came back, he already had gained a good fan base in his home country as well. His name was spreading like wildfire. He was making more of a rock star type music, but after some time, he decided he'd try out rap. He rented out a studio in New York City and made his first rap song. Today, the song is called Gummo. If you're a fan of Tekashi, then you for sure know the song. It completely blew up and was his biggest hit, eventually hitting the #1 spot on the charts. He figured this is what the people love, so he'd better get used to loving it too. As soon as he saw his first rap song go viral, he didn't want to stop. He became most trending. People all over the world knew who he was and only wanted to hear more. The kid with rainbow hair was just beginning his journey of taking over the rap game. At this point, he knew he had a lot coming to him and was preparing for it. He got in the studio as soon as possible and started working on his second rap song while his hit song Gummo was taking over the internet. Tekashi 6ix9ine was ready for the limelight and more excited than ever. It was only days later when he finally finished the second song he wanted to release. Today, that song is known as Kuda. Kuda now has over 200 million views on YouTube. Not to mention, all of his hit songs have had hundreds of millions of views. At this point, Tekashi knew he had the rap game in his palms and knew exactly what he had to do with it. He started an Instagram page and became an internet sensation. Not only was his music breaking records, but his reckless attitude made him more famous than ever. People loved listening to Tekashi 6ix9ine as well as watching his content. The man is creative. Like we mentioned earlier, his style has never been seen before. It was eye-catching, and you couldn't take your eyes off of him. He was not only a funny person, but great at what he does. In a matter of days, Tekashi was all that was talked about in the music industry, and I mean by everyone. Plenty of celebrities wanted to work with him, and plenty of fans were ready for his music. Tekashi decided he'd put some features on his next song. The lucky two were Fetty Wap and A Boogie. The three artists got together in New York City and began working on a new song. They came up with today's hit song, Kiki. Not only did they make a song that was ready to take over the media, they also made a unique music video for the hit song. The fans were waiting for a new Tekashi 6ix9ine song, and as soon as it was released, it blew up. People were shocked with the features and were happy with the song. Today, hit song Kiki has over 100 million views on YouTube and is still going up, especially after Tekashi's name has been a big deal lately. Like they say, all good things come to an end. Unfortunately, that was proven to us with Tekashi's career. After becoming the biggest name in the music industry and going from nothing to something in 1 year, Tekashi had something bad waiting for him at the end. He grew up in an area that wasn't great, and all that he knew was the streets his whole life, and just because fame hit, that didn't completely change his ways. Tekashi brought his friends up with him, hiring them to help him with maintaining his career. Unfortunately, he was hanging around with the wrong people and was caught in the act of racketeering and having possession of a firearm. Recently, him and his team were all arrested, caught together, and now Tekashi 6ix9ine is fighting a case of serving life in prison. It's a very hard time in Tekashi's life, the hardest he's ever dealt with. But it looks like he may have a chance of becoming a free man again. Recently, he had a court date, and him and his lawyers agreed to put up $1.5 million in bail money. Unfortunately, they didn't succeed in him being released on bail. But most people believe this is because of the recent government shutdown. Considering that being the case, the judge on Tekashi's case decided he'd give Tekashi 6ix9ine a second chance at it in February. Now, nobody knows exactly if this will work out for Tekashi, but his fans are really hoping it does, especially after the rumor recently leaked that Tekashi 6ix9ine is working on his new album while behind bars. The people are ready for it and looking forward to hearing it, but first he needs to be released from prison in order for that to happen. Nobody knows what will happen, and nobody will until his court date in February. What do you think will happen? Will Tekashi be able to soon release his new album, or continue to face time behind bars? Let us know in the comment section below, and remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment keyword Tekashi to win our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Be sure to hit that notification bell to be the first to view what future content we have in store for you.
Now with the 6 and the 9, if you look on my hands, it says, what does it say? It says 6ix9ine, and you flip it over, right? So if I was
and being Tekashi 6ix9ine, and the fans and the supporters just fell in love with Tekashi 6ix9ine himself, the character, you know what I'm saying? And they
so much negativity on me that nobody wants to see Tekashi win. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad. I not expected it, but I made my mind like, all right, come to realize I don't really want no friends. I don't really want no friends, no. Draco got that kickback when I blow that, they all do track, they don't. Turned around, it will still say 6ix9ine, and if you turn it over, it still say 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying? So you sitting right across from me, and I'm here. If you was to write 6 on the floor, right?
They fell in love with him, they fell in love with the visuals. Cause I was not always, to begin with, I'm not a lyrical artist, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that be like, yeah, I got mad balls, like I'm talented. No, I just got
realization that, you know what I'm saying? You're not like
you're not prepackaged.
Yeah, you're not for victory. You're not, they don't want to see Tekashi 6ix9ine win, so I wouldn't be mad. I don't really want no friends. I don't really want no friends, no.
He tryna 69 like Tekashi, call him Papi, worth
a 6, or you could write a 9 your way, I could write a 6 my way. What are you seeing? You're still seeing a 6ix9ine. So my point of view with the 6ix9ine is if I'm poor, you're rich, does that make you right?
Got it, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate
people who say that, like, yo, you don't got no bars, or do you feel away?
I'll take that as constructive feedback, and I'll try to work on myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and be like, you bugging, like, what? Like, listen.
But I came to a realization with myself that I am the hottest artist coming out right now out of all the freshmen, and I say because I got the 3 recent singles I put out that people. I don't really want no friends.
I don't really want no friends, no.
Eeny, money, more. I catch a hoe right by her. You're rich and I'm wrong because I'm poor, or does it make me right because I'm poor and I see the values in life right? And you're rich that you don't. Does that make that you wrong for being rich?
It is like, nah, it's not me. That's not who I am, and I'm not gonna act like I know how to, spit some crazy metaphor. Like I'm not gonna sit there and it's like